Good morning, everyone! Happy Financial Freedom Day. Good morning. My name is May Duldalau, and I'm excited to have you on today. If you're on YouTube, this is Creative Abundance Now, my channel. If you're on my blog, yes, financiallyfree.com, welcome. And if you don't know my blog, you're seeing this somewhere else, go to my blog, yes, financiallyfree.com, put your first name, email address in the right side, and you'll get on my email list because I do these great live trainings on financial freedom and leadership all every week, once a week. So you can know what I'm gonna broadcast about, you can find out where I'll be, and you can learn lots of great stuff. So my name, like I said, is May Duldalau. I live in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I started this blog back when I was working at a bank here. I started blogging, not this blog. I started blogging in general. I really wanted to work from home. I wanted to have financial freedom, like a dream. And when I got pregnant, it became even more urgent because I realized I wanted to actually, it wasn't just I wanted to, I needed to be home with my son. I just could not watch him be raised by someone else and miss his whole childhood because I was too busy working a full-time job to spend time with my son. So then I realized I had to quit my job or I would just go insane. um, I ended up quitting in December of 2016, and at the time, I had paid off over $30,000 in debt that I'd accumulated since when I started the business. I actually started creating a lot of debt, actually learning about how to do it, all kinds of reasons, actually, not all connected to business. I overspent way too much. Got into almost over $20,000 of just credit card debt. It took me years to pay it off. There was interest I had to pay too. Ended up paying off in April 2016. It took me about 6 years. And then in December 2016, I quit my job. At the time, I had been focusing on building passive income. So we had almost $500 a month in passive income when I quit. Passive income is mostly from dividend yielding stocks. You receive dividends for your bank account. And now in 2017, we bought our first condo, moved into it in Waikiki. In 2018, we bought our second condo, which was an Airbnb, and we continued doing Airbnb with it. And in the end of 2018, we moved out of the condo we bought, the first condo, and we turned that into an Airbnb business. So now we have two Airbnb businesses in addition to over $500 a month in passive income from dividend yielding stuff. So my name is May Duldalau, and I want to help you create financial freedom too, so that you can quit your job if that's what you want to do. You might love your job and not want to quit, okay? But if you want to quit your job and do something else, you have a higher calling, or if you just want to work less. Some people like their job, but they just don't want to go all the time. You know, not 40 hours is too much. Like for me, 40 hours, too much time at a job. So for me now, my job is I'm self-employed, right? I created this blogging business. I am also a coach. I coach people on how to do what I did. Some people ask me what my qualifications are. My qualifications is I do what I talk about, right? That's my qualification. So if you want someone who actually makes passive income that pays herself now, not in the future, not in some retirement age, I mean like now. If you want someone like that, then you want to learn from someone who's doing it. So that's who I am. I'm someone who makes passive income. I create businesses, and I do this as a full-time mother. Okay, I do it part-time, and I literally really do this part-time. I'm not kidding. I spend about an hour a day doing my marketing and my blogging. I spend maybe another 2 hours a week doing coaching, and that's it. Or maybe three, 2.5. I'll say 2.5. And that's all the time I spend on my business because I love my business, but I don't want to spend all my time on my business. I have other things I like. I like to go to the beach. I like to hang out with family. I think that's my favorite thing is hanging out with family. I like to work out, exercise. I like to go outdoors and walk and run and swim and, just kind of stuff like that. So I enjoy having a full, happy lifestyle. I'm in a meditation class. I'm doing my meditation. I meditate every day. So I read books. I do things that I love. So my goal is to help you get there too. My goal is to help you get to a space where you can do the things you love. So your time becomes yours. You actually choose what you do with your time. So today, we're going to talk about a super cool topic, right? How to get your goals 100% of the time. So I got this topic from my mentor and friend, Charles Hugh Len, and the interview with him someone who created the topic, and he answered the question of how do you get your goals 100% of the time, is on my personal Facebook wall. And that's Maliza Duldalau is my name. And it's long and not the easiest to spell, but I will spell it out. Meylydulao. That is my name. Okay, Meylys. I'll see if I can put the link to the interview of Charles in the blog and on this YouTube channel video, because he answered this question, but it was such a good answer, I wanted to do a blog post about it. So Charles Hulen is a local multimillionaire. His net worth is over $40 million at this time. He's like my age. He's older, probably older than me, maybe my age. He went to jail when he was 26, 29, somewhere around there in his 20s for drug dealing. He was selling ice or some kind of drug. Ended up being in federal penitentiary for like 9 years. Came out with nothing, but then he learned a lot while he was in jail, had time to think about his life a lot. And he came out of jail and he became a multimillionaire, okay? And it wasn't so simple, but he was very determined. He had a lot of resources like the PSI Basic Seminar. I talked a lot about that last week. PSI Basic Seminar, which I'm volunteer staffing in March. So come on out, March 2019. If you're watching this video, it might be after I've staffed. But if you are watching it before March, then come to the PSI Basic Seminar in Honolulu. Yeah, I will be there, and so will Charles, and a lot of other really super cool people actually are going to be there, staffing, volunteering. We don't get paid for that, but we get paid in so much more in knowledge, experience, networking, friendships, challenging ourselves. So anyway, that's how I met Charles, is through that seminar group. He ended up coaching me in one of the programs there, and then he did this video interview with me because we're promoting the PSI Basic Seminar, and I wanted to talk about it. So how do you get your goals 100% of the time? Do you get your goals 100% of the time? Now, when he said how to get your goals 100% of the time, I was really interested because I set all these goals, and I do not get them 100% of the time. I'll tell you that. So this is how you do it. All right, ready? Here we go. First of all, you have to pick a goal worthy of you. So what does that mean? So you might pick a goal, and that goal is not worthy of you. I'm going to give you an example of a goal that Charles picked that he actually achieved. In prison, he decided he was going to get a net worth of $20 million in prison. That's when he had nothing. I'm telling you, he had nothing, right? But in prison, he decided that's what his net worth would be. And you know what? Now his net worth is $40 million. Okay, so Charles is someone who, when he sets a goal, he gets a goal, right? And you might have thought, oh, a prisoner wants to get 20 million net worth. That's so far-fetched, right? Well, he did it, right? So I'm not telling you not to make powerful goals. Powerful goals are totally fine. You want to make a goal worthy of you. So what does that mean, a goal worthy of you? It means you need to make a goal that's going to change your life. A goal that if you shoot for it and get it, your life will be different. Like you will have changed something. You have rocked the foundations of your existence, kind of. Obviously, you can make small goals up to a big goal as well, but you need to have a goal that's worthy. So how do you find a goal like that? Okay, so this is his suggestion. Write a bunch of goals down. Just write a bunch of goals, blah, 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 write goals, write goals, write goals. Write a bunch you could use a whiteboard. I have one in front of me, you can't see it. Or you could use a notebook, right? Just write all these goals. So, I want to have this weight. I don't have weight goals, but say you did. I know half the staff has weight goals, right? So maybe you have a weight goal. Maybe you have a business goal. I have business goals, that's for sure. Maybe you have a relationship goal. Maybe you want to find your soulmate, get married. I had that goal at one time. I found my soulmate. I am married now, so I got that goal. So think about what goals you want to have. What is a life-changing goal? What is a goal that if you get that goal, your life will be so much better, so much more fulfilled. You're going to have a bigger impact in the community. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to feel good about the value and service you give to others. Whatever. Fine. But to start, write a bunch of goals. Okay. You're looking at all these goals you wrote down, right? Maybe some of the weight loss, relationship, business, money, career, meditation, spiritual goals, whatever you got. Look at those goals and decide, right? Which goal would have the biggest impact on you. Okay? So circle that goal, right? Pick one. This goal has the biggest impact on my life. You can pick more than one goal, okay, but we're just going to start with one. Pick one. Okay, that goal has to make you feel kind of like your heart pounding, like, oh my gosh, if I got this goal, my life would be so much different. It would just be awesome. It's just like, that kind of thing, right? Heart pounding stuff. Okay, so you got that goal, you got that heart pounding goal, yeah? So the next step is to ask yourself why you want it. All right, why you want it. Charles mentioned there's a book that says every time you want something, ask yourself why 7 times to kind of delve into it. I read it. I don't know. I remember going through this process. You ask yourself why, and answer it. Keep answering until. Why do you keep answering? Because the first time you say it, let's use the weight goal. Okay. Why do you want to have a weight goal? Well, let's not use weight. Let's do something that I actually care about. Let's do business. All right. So let's say I have a client. Let's say I have a client acquisition goal. I want to have 10 new Finance Freedom Training Live and Finance Freedom Mastermind members before April 30th. Be on or before April 30th. So that's my goal. And then I ask myself, why? Why do I want that goal, right? Well, because I want to have, I want to serve clients. I want to have clients that I'm serving. Okay. Why do you want to serve clients? Because I really enjoy having clients make progress and see their lives changing. I really enjoy them, getting richer, having passive income, creating financial freedom. Why do you enjoy that? See, I've never done this exercise on myself. Why do I enjoy that? Okay, I enjoy having my clients become financially free and seeing them make progress because I share in that joy. It makes me feel like I'm successful and that they're successful, we're successful together, and I enjoy that feeling. Why do you enjoy the feeling of being successful? Why do I enjoy the feeling of being successful together? I really want to make a difference in the world. All right, I want to be in the world, and I want to serve people in a way that changes their lives, like on a massive scale. Like, I want to help people and myself get to a point where it's just freedom. You're not strained by monetary considerations. You have the time, you have the choices, and your life isn't like in vain. Like, your life was worth something. So instead of getting to a point where you're on your deathbed and you're like, I never even saw my child grow up. I would die if that happened to me, right? So I believe in having time with your family. I believe in loving, being around, having time, being well rested to love the people in your life. And I feel like jobs, the way they're created, the time is too much time, right? 40 hours, some people work more than 40. 40 is actually not so bad if you're single and have no kids, but I've seen people who are parents working like 60, 70 hours a week, and they're overweight, they're not healthy, they're stressed out. And I just feel like it's such a tragedy. I want to help. Not only that, like with my personally, I felt so like it was like if I didn't quit this job and if I didn't find a way to create independence in my life, like my son, what would he think? I would be raising this boy and he'd be like, I want to be there for him, not. How could I do that to my son? How could I do that to myself? It'd be like, it's almost like I had you, my little boy, but I'm not with you. I just think it's almost like a tragedy. So see how I can feel it. I'm starting to cry a little bit. You want to get to a why. This is what Charles said. I've heard this from other people. You want to get to a why that makes you cry. If you're not crying about your why, it isn't good enough. It isn't good enough to motivate you to get your goal. Okay. For me, having more time freedom is really important. It's not just money. I know people who make a lot more money than I do, but they have no time. Now, I do know people who make a lot more money and have time too. Okay. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to make a lot of money to have more time. You don't. You don't. You just have to be smart. You do have to have certain systems in place. You do have to have some discipline. You do have to invest some money. You do have to like direct your attention on things. But the time is the time with your children, the time for yourself. Like now I have time to meditate. Never had time to meditate before. Not a lot, you know, I would meditate, but that was like I was always tired. That was one thing. So I'd fall asleep when I was meditating. So I'd have to like listen to guided ones or I couldn't even stay awake, right? And you know, it was like I did have time to myself when I had a job. Like I said, when you're single, 40-hour job is actually okay, you can handle it, and you have plenty of time to yourself. When you do things like you have a family and you have children, you want to spend time with them, you know. And it's I think it's a tragedy if you're working and you're away from your husband and your son or your daughter or whatever, or your parents, you know, you don't have time to spend with them. I mean, I think that's the worst tragedy ever. You know, so you need time to be with your family. So for me, that job was just too much time. It was too much time. I would get too tired because having a little child, you know, you need a lot of energy to handle. You need a lot of energy to be with a little child. Okay, they have so much energy. They want to do things, they want to play, and if you're in a full-time job, you're exhausted. Am I getting to my why? Is this making sense? Am I making sense? But do you see the process? You ask yourself why? To me, it really comes down to being with family. And if you ask me about my son, I will cry. Because to me, it's like the most important thing in the world is to be with your child and to be with your husband and to have time for your family. Now, when I was with my job, I did have enough time with my husband. But once I had Jordan, it was like, okay, I can't work this job anymore, you know? There's something more important in my life that I can do. So that's what my calling was, is to be a mom. And I believe my business helps people who want what I wanted, you know, who want what I have. You know, if you have children, I focus mainly on parents, but anyone can do what I do, right? The process is taught by other people. I learned it from T. Harv Eker, who wrote Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. I learned it from Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, excellent books, by the way. Both of these books are like Bibles to me. I learned it from Phil Lott, who wrote Money is My Friend. I learned it from so many books. George Clason, The Richest Man in Babylon. How to Make One Hell of a Profit and Still Get to Heaven by Dr. John Demartini. There's so many books, you know, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is a little hard to read by Napoleon Hill, but it's good. You know, all these books, they teach you things. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. So what I do is not new, but what I do with it, I coach people. I help them get the material in their lives and actually do it for real. And I'm there for like a whole year with my group, and I motivate them. You know, I inspire them with what I do. It pushes me to be better, right? If I wasn't with that group, I don't know if I would have bought all that property, converted Airbnb business, and all this stuff. But to me, that's one of the biggest things: to have the time to spend with your family, to have the time to be with your children, and to have the freedom to do what you want for yourself. Yeah. Okay, so ask why until you cry. Got that? So that's what I did for me. You kind of saw me cry, right? Anytime I talk about my son, I get teary. Like, yeah, I had to quit. It was like inevitable. It's like I gotta get out of the stop. Okay, so now that you know your why and it makes you cry, that's the juice. He calls it the juice, Charles. The juice behind your goal. Now that you have a huge why behind your goal, right? And to me, it's like, you know, I feel like, for me personally, if more parents who want, you know, more parents like me who want to be with their children are with their children, the world would be a better place. The world would be a better place. And it's not just children, you know, it's also about yourself. Do you spend enough time exercising? Do you spend enough time sleeping? Do you spend enough time meditating or praying or whatever, spiritual practice do you have? Do you spend enough time just having fun, right? In addition to, and are you even growing professionally? Some people are in jobs where they're like not growing, right? They know what they do like the back of their hand, and they're not learning anything, right? They're just really good at their job, but they're not getting any better at life or anything. They're not growing. Don't you want that for yourself? You need time to have that. You need money to have that. You need money and time so that you can grow yourself, be with the people that you love, and live a fulfilling life and take care of your body and just be present, Okay, so now that we've got a goal, so I chose a goal, 10 clients for Finance Master Finance Training Live. Okay, those are my coaching products. I also have a $7 product, right? Which is to help you create 2 streams of passive income in 7 days. Yeah, so it's you sign up on my blog. You can sign up. It's on the right. It only costs $7. If you follow it, you will. If you follow the instructions, you will have 2 streams of passive income in 7 days. Okay, that's for someone who lives in the United States, right? I don't know about if you live in another country. It depends on, if you can open brokerage accounts, if you have any stock purchasing option, if you can purchase stocks in your country, and if you can open savings in your country. Really, that's what it's about. So that's my goal, right? So I have the goal. It would change my life. It has some juice, right? So now that you have a goal with juice, right, you can go for your goal. And you will get it no matter what, because it means something. Because it's a meaningful goal. Okay? Because the goal, it's something meaningful, it'll change your life, it's important. You'll get it. Okay, so that's how you get your goals 100% of the time. You might not get it in the time frame you want. I've had this goal for I've been working on this goal since I met Charles, right? Because Charles and the group that I was getting the coaching with, at the time I was like, oh, it'd be great if I could get $200 a month in passive income consistently. And then they're like, what do you really want? I'm like, well, what I really want is $3,000. Like, shoot for that. I'm like, shoot for that, So I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, I want $3,000 a month in passive income consistently every month, right? And ever since back then, I've been shooting for that goal, and I have not hit it yet, but I'm getting closer. Last time I checked, I was at over $1,500 a month if you add in the Airbnb business. So it is getting closer, but I'm still shooting for that one goal. I was like, but if you really want the goal, if it's worthy of you and you have the juice, you will get it. And even though I used to put that goal on my computer at work, it was a post-it note under my monitor, right? I am making $3,000 a month in passive income on a monthly. And it would keep changing because I would be like, okay, I'm doing it again. And it was funny. And I just keep posting it up. But I quit that job. And now all I do is focus on building that passive income from my profession and coaching others on how to do it as well. And then doing these educational free videos for you. Okay, so I hope that helped you find a way to get your goals 100% of the time. Also, highly recommend the PSI Basic Seminar. I'll put the link underneath. It's offered in many different cities around the United States, not just Hawaii. But if you happen to want to come to Hawaii to take it, or if you live in Hawaii already, then come out to the one on March 22nd, 23rd, 24th, because I will be there, right? And it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. It's a good seminar. And the reason I'm mentioning it is because they teach you how to get your goals faster. That's the point of the seminar. It has over 60 different tools and techniques to help you become successful quicker. And it's really effective. And I've met Charles there. I've met so many people there. I've met my financial advisor there. The only financial advisor I've ever met who actually makes passive income. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you for being patient with me. I had scheduled this at 8:30 and I started late, and I appreciate your patience with me. And I will see you again next week. Aloha, mahalo, and love you guys. Have a great time in your financial freedom journey.